focus, Thomas?
Yeah, he's new and up-and-coming talent. Like, he's so good right now, one of the best players in the world, so yeah.
Well, let's see how you do as we drop into the first game. Right now, though, we've got to head over to 11-2K with Acorn and Bolts.
Thank you very much, Frankie. Look, I'm here with potentially NA's last hope. Acorn, you're back on this stage. A lot of people had some criticism of your Globals performance last year. People thought you should have done better than you did. Are you feeling the pressure this weekend?
What are diamonds made of? Oh, shoot.
Oh, I know what you're doing there.
But no, in all seriousness, no, I'm not feeling the pressure. You know, it feels like I'm playing at home. I'm ready to win. I'm ready to go.
Of course, there's some rumors that you might be contested. Someone might land on your foot. You've been doing this IGLing thing for a long time. Are you prepared for that?
Of course, bro. Always.
What's going to happen if they land on you?
Oh, you're going to see. 50.
Bolts, it feels like people keep doubting you guys. It feels like you guys fly under the radar. Why do you think that happens, even with how talented you are?
You know, I think they underestimate Acorn. He's really the best IGL in the world. I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and we always show up when it matters. Acorn, he's always IGLing the perfect rotates. Me, I'm always finding the best refreshes, and you know, we always get that win.
I'm looking forward to it, guys. No pressure. I got this. Frankie, who you got on your side of the stage?
I have got iDrop and I've got Marius. And we had to talk to you guys, obviously. iDrop, first of all, you're being contested by Salco and Minute over at Frigid Fortress today. Have you been practicing your off spawns?
Of course, we practice as much as we can, and we're just very confident going into it.
What's the strongest part of your game right now?
I'd say fighting. Like, we're just crazy at fighting. We're just
So
very
in other
confident
words,
going into
you're
it.
quite up for an off-spawn battle. What's the strongest part of your game right now?
Of course, always.
And
I'd say
I have to talk to
fighting.
you because
Like, we're just crazy at fighting.
look at your fans.
We're just
So
very
in other
confident
words,
going
you're
into it.
quite up for an off-spawn battle of your game right now.
I'd say
I have to talk to you because
like, we're just crazy at fighting.
Now, it hasn't been the most difficult journey on the way here. Some inconsistent results in the Div Cups. Does LAN make a difference, though? Does it help you even stay consistent knowing you have fans who are supporting you?
Yeah, 100%. It's a big difference because online people, they have a better pickup.
Well, I can't wait to see what you guys do, so please get ready, because we've got to get ready on stage for some more duos.
Couple Polish favorites, Cammy and Hottie. They've been flying under the radar in Europe, and now's the perfect chance to take over.
Here comes Agers and Ritual with an impressive second place finish in the NAFNCS. They want to take it a step further. They want to take it all.
Welcome Yargu and Carillion with a last-minute clutch performance to get them to the stage. They're not here to be counted out.
Minori and Darkos in the house. They put in the work. They've earned their spot, and they're to make every second count.
It's Muzz, it's Sphinx, and they've proven themselves a main attraction at the top. So why would this weekend be any different?
It's your NAFNCS champion, Benno and Purr. The team with 2 crowns and his right hand are here to take over the competition.
The pride of UK, it's Nathan and Nebs. We know they're consistent, and now it's time to take some risk if they want to win it all.
Welcome Brand New and GRX. They clawed their way to the top of the region, but now it's time to ascend the summit.
Coming in hot, it's Envy, Tyler, and Chance. A young duo brimming with untapped potential, here to carry the next generation.
No, you're not dreaming. It's Click. It's Higgs. With a disappointing finish in Major 1, they're not here to play around. They're here for redemption.
Agers and Ritual, you were one of the most consistent duos in NA Central. Do you think people are sleeping on you coming into this competition?
Maybe because we're contested, but I think that they know we'll pull through in the end and just get ready for a show.
How are you able to stay so consistent even when you're contested?
I think we're really good at playing when we're shambles, and we're able to make it happen whenever.
Now, I I know that you've got a bit of a friendly rivalry going on with Rapid and Cold. Does that mean that you potentially might surprise meet up with them at some point during the day?
Nah, I don't think so.
But do you want to see a North American duo come out at top this weekend?
Yeah, I want NA to win no matter what. Hopefully it's us.
Well, it might be you guys, or it might be an Australian NA duo because Levin is with Muzz and Sphinx.
Yes, I am. I'm here with two lovely gentlemen who are going to be doing their best today in a potentially uncomfortable situation. I just want to start off with you, Muzz. You're looking good, man.
Thank you.
What's been going on?
I did manage to lose 33 kilos since the last LAN event.
Shout out to Muzz, man. What a legend. Sphinx, there's a lot of teams landing at Humble Hills. What is the game plan for today?
I mean, bro, the game plan is just to show them who their daddy is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna smoke all of them. I don't even care. Nathan, I don't even know who you are. Never heard of you before this land. Falcons, Gerald. Just go back to OC, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
You came out with a bow and arrow. Are you pointing at them?
Yes, sir.
After the Osborne part of the game, you guys have been very consistent in NA. Are you worried about any of the potential teams in this lobby? What is the plan after that?
I don't think so. I think our mid games, like, they're sound. I don't think anyone can, like, mess with it, change it. I think we're good to go.
Muzz, it feels like no matter what you do in Fortnite, people still just seem to underrate you. They don't give you the credit you deserve. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's just because recently I've only been performing good in grand finals for like the last 12 months. So that's why, for sure.
Are they going to find out today?
Hopefully.
Let's see it. Frankie, over to you.
I am with Cami and Hari. Cami, does this land feel any different to the lands you've played before?
No, it feels really normal like every time. I think we're gonna do good like always.
And I think you might do good, given the experience you have and the duo you have in Hari. How do you feel like the chemistry is working between you two in game right now?
Yeah, I think it's really good chemistry. I think it's really good.
And you're uncontested at the moment. Is that playing into your game plan? Is that what you prefer, to be somewhere safe as opposed to being somewhere that maybe has the best loot?
I mean, it's always good to be uncontested, so yeah, we'll try to make the best out of it.
Yeah, and I can imagine you will. I think that we're going to let you guys get back into the lobby and get ready to go because, guys, we've got to bring out more duos.
Shark and TD, the future of Fortnite, have arrived. The fastest rising duo, and they're looking to leave everyone in the past.
Step it up, it's Cole and Madden. Their gameplay, it's nerves of steel, but can they keep it up here at Summit?
Coming out of OCE, it's Faison and Gerald. Let the David versus Goliath story begin. They'll have their work cut out for them for sure.
Say hello to Reed and Cooper. These guys are sure to put on a show, so let's see what you got.
It's OCE's top dog, Alex and Reckless, the undisputed best on OCE. But it's time to test their skills against the world.
This duo's ready to cause some havoc. It's Chino and Pablo. They've already won the regional championship, but now you gotta do it against the best.
Give it up for X-Pawn and Doxy, some of the best NA West has to offer, and they're here to show they can't be counted out.
Big ups for the Los Angeles. Coming from Brazil, they're here in Germany to raise the roof.
The Japan powerhouses Yuma and Toyota are back. They're looking to take on the international stage once more.
Dusseldorf, make some noise for your hometown heroes, Chien and Giannis. It's time to show what German Fortnite is all about.
We have got a player here who is currently regarded as one of the best in the world, and he's also one of the youngest here. Shark, do you mind turning around for me so everyone can hear and see you answering this question? Because you actually reached out to Teeny last year to play with him, is that right?
Yeah.
And why was it Teeny you wanted to play with?
I wanted to play him for like so many years because I just like the playstyle that he's playing.
And you used to watch him before you went pro?
Yeah.
Teeny, what was your reaction when Shark, I guess an up-and-coming player at the time, reached out to you and said he wanted you as his duo?
I mean, I was looking for duo at that time, so yeah, it was great.
And did it surprise you how well it worked?
Not really.
Not really. So tell me about Wonky Land today. We think that Clicks might be landing on you. What are you going to do if he does?
Just eliminate him.
Just eliminate him. It's as simple as that, I think, Levin.
Sometimes it really is that simple, Frankie. Look, I'm here with Cooper and Reek, and boys, it's not the best of situations to be in, right? You're fighting off spawn against, you know, two of the best players in NA. What is the plan today, Reek, against those guys?
Honestly, it just depends how it goes. See what happens off spawn. You know, recently we've been splitted in some tournaments leading up to this, and I guess we'll just play it by ear. If we get some good loot, might run them down. If not, we'll see what happens.
If you do split it, but the games ain't going how you want them to go, is there a chance you just stop splitting it?
Oh yeah, if we're doing bad and they're doing good, there's zero chance we'll let them qualify. Come on.
I like the thought process. Cooper, you know what it means to win on a stage like this. You've done it before a couple years back. What's changed about you as a player? Where have you gotten better over the years that helps you today?
I mean, I've gained a lot more confidence since then, for sure. I've struggled with consistency. But, you know, it's my first time being contested on LAN. I'm going in here with nothing to lose, so I'm gonna let everything out and I'm gonna do the best we can.
Reek sort of said it. You guys have been fighting them a lot. Like, you've had a lot of practice against them. What do you think their weakness is?
I think their weakness is, I mean, they're just trying to split it too much. Like, I feel like we're just gonna get our games griefed if we just keep splitting it. So I hope they bring the fight to us because we're ready for it.
I like the sound of that. Look, Frankie, I know you've got some Great Danes on your stage. What do they have to say?
I do have Great Danes. We've got Pablo and Chino. And boys, you are one of the favorites in this competition. You just exploded in Major 1. There were some questions at the start of the season, so how did you up your game?
Just work hard and yeah, just don't give up. Just try to fix all the mistakes.
And it looks like you've done that really well. However, it's going to be difficult today at Sandy Strip because you've got Kanada and Mini PO's duos also landing near you. What's the plan?
I mean, there's not really a plan. I mean, we're just gonna do whatever like comes to mind and we're gonna dominate this.
Pablo, people are saying that Chino is the top 3 clutcher in the world. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And what about yourself?
I'm also up there.
You're also up there. Top 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. We know that these guys have got each other's backs. Let's bring out our final teams.
After dominating the EU finals, Sky and Scroll are here to prove they're a global threat. The road to a trophy lift starts today.
South America's #1 duo, Gone and Night. Having dominated Brazil, they're now here to play with no regrets.
Welcome aboard, Javi and Diminish. The competition is fierce, but their willpower is relentless. It's time to give it your all.
Cocoon and Mini PO, a last game win at FNCS was the clutch they needed to make it to the summit. But can they do it again?
From Middle East, it's your FNCS champions, Pakistan Hero. A couple staples for international representation, and now they're here to show us why.
It's the terrors of the lobby, Peter Pan and Pollo. One of Fortnite's most dominating duos are looking to have a flashback performance today.
Give it up for Minute and Salco. A last-second pairing with Dream for first. It's time to make this summit one to remember.
It's not hot in here, it's cold and rapid. They might have switched up drop spots, but the plan remains the same. Global domination.
Watch out for Haman and Controller. They may have been second in Middle East FNCS, but now they're here to showcase their strength.
Call to home field advantage as we welcome Noah Riley and Reeves in here in Dusseldorf. Can they ride that momentum all the way to the top?
With me from from the Middle East, our #1 representatives. We have FKS and we have Hero. And this is your 5th FNCS LAN, FKS. I think that makes you the most successful Middle East player in Fortnite history. What's it like to be back?
I mean, I'm so excited to be here, and I hope that I can win the tournament.
Do you think that this is the best we're going to see a Middle Eastern team do today?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Do you think this is the best we're going to see an ME team place this weekend in a LAN?
Of course, I mean, we're ready.
I think you are. And Hero, we know that the skill gap is now closing because normally you guys win by hundreds of points in your region. This time, though, you had some competition, but that's a good thing, right? Because it means you get to practice more.
Yeah, Middle East is improving and we're ready to compete against the world and be in the top of the world.
I can't wait to see you try. Okay, now, Germany, I think Levin has got a treat for you.
We got the fan favorites. Everybody make some noise for Noah and Rita! Boy, oh boy, Noah. There are a lot of players on this stage who grew up watching you, trying to be like you. Does that influence you have? What does it prove? What does it show? What does it mean to you today?
I mean, it just makes me happy. I mean, we're both old, but we still got it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. Reason, everybody's supporting you out here, man. I saw someone who had a sign of your face somewhere out there. We got people representing you all over the building. What does it mean to have the fans here in full support of you?
It honestly means everything. It was always a dream of mine, and I think every of the players here as well, so I thank you all.
Of course, you have a lot to do today in-game. How do you stay ready? How do you stay prepared to be at your very best?
I mean, first of all, we prepped a lot, but of course, I played the Reason 1v1 build fight map a lot. Best 1v1 map, make sure to check that out, and yeah, that's how we prepped.
Make sure you check that out. Noah, you're playing with someone who you played with a lot. Do you feel like that experience you guys are playing with each other over the years helped you in the lobby today?
Yeah, we got pretty good chemistry, so like we always just find each other in endgame and well.
Hey, I'm gonna hope you guys do incredibly well. I'm not gonna lie though, guys, it's the stage is getting a bit chilly up here. What's going on, Frankie?
Well, I'm standing next to Cold and Rapid. That's what's going on, Levin. Cold, I think you've got the best player photo of all the walkouts. Can you just replicate that for me, please? Oh, yeah, and that's how you're feeling right now, right? Super chill?
I feel amazing. I'm ready to, take down the competition and show you guys what I do.
Even though you're contested?
Of course, those guys are horrible. You guys are gonna see.
Okay, we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on 4 fields. Rabbit, sometimes people are saying that this man, he doesn't practice, but that's not true, right?
No, that's not true. He plays a lot.
So what have you been working on the most going into this LAN?
Wait, say that again?
What have you been working on the most going into this competition?
Definitely our end game and our chemistry.
And what was up with the end game?
We just weren't staying together, but now we fixed it.
Okay, so there's not going to be any solo clutching. You're always going to be the 2 in the 2v1 situation, Cold.
Yes, sir.
And who is your biggest competition here on LAN before I let you go? Who have you got your eyes on?
Nobody.
Keep your eyes on these 2 desks.
I mean, Fortnite fam, how can you not be hyped seeing this? I mean, all these players come out. This is the upper bracket. This is so insane. I mean, you heard duos coming out, getting the reactions from the fans. It is electric here. I mean, man, I feel a vivid. As I kind of start to think back to the game, right? As I focus in on like having a good time, like, wait a minute, the game, it feels like there's one thing that's super important. It's having a game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. And it feels like everybody up there on the stage has a game plan because we kind of talked about the qualification process for this LAN. We talked about how everybody had to place well to get here. And I feel like it's kind of showing in all of those interviews. Like, it's just confidence after confidence after confidence.
Lenovo Legion, official technology partner for the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
So good because they have to just straight up prepare for whatever lobby they have set forth in front of them, where we can't really see those, day 2 duos kind of pop up, right? If we take a look at how Veno and Curve actually won their FNCS on the NAC region, dude, they were 10th. going into day number 2. And then they ended up winning, right? But that's on the back foot of Venno just doing all of that preparation in between. But you don't have the opportunity to do something like that here.
It's interesting that you say that, though, because at the same time, you have duos already in the lower bracket just waiting to see who their 25 competitors are going to be. As a reminder, the top 25 do go to Sunday, but the bottom 25 play again tomorrow. There's already kind of drop maps getting formed, ideas of where duos might be dropping, but it all depends on how today plays out.
Absolutely, and of course, so many other duels as we're seeing. I mean, Janice is looking fantastic, and I mean, you guys heard him for a moment. Obviously, we're in Germany. Lev got to talk to him. No reason, you know, there is so much hype being in this environment. I can't wait.
It's definitely going to be cool, and you can take a quick little peek right there. The preparation definitely comes in. So all of the players kind of setting up their setups earlier on, making sure that they had their drop maps, you know, prepared for that. Obviously, it just kind of speaks to how important, how vital they feel like, you know, the all spawn situations are, how they need to feel comfortable that they are going to land first and have a big advantage, because, you know, these players were kind of allotted one single piece of player each to kind of bring with them on stage, and almost every single one of them, it feels like they dedicated it to the other game.
Yeah, they have the drop map, they have it right in front of them. The thing I'm thinking is, you know, we had the practice matches, but you don't want to leak your strats in a practice match when the real deal is happening tomorrow. So now today, I'm curious to see how these kind of game plans unfold. Will we actually see Clix contest Peterbot? Will we see Sky and Scroll to the same strat? Only time will tell.
Well, time it is, because guess what, Fortnite fam? It is that time. Game number 1 is ready, so let's kick it on over to the casters. It's Jacob PR and the best Taco.
We are here. This is the moment we've been waiting months for. The Major 1 Summit land from 75 teams from across the world are not only battling out for over $1 million in prize money, but the top 15 spots go to the Global Championship.
The way I see it, Jacob, today is basically bonus Fortnite Nation, and I am all for it, okay? Because we know we got game 1 ready to go. Just like that, Dusseldorf, our first opportunity to really gather what is actually going to pan out here across the minimap. Jacob, we've heard so many rumors, we've seen so many shakeups, and yet here today, it's time to figure it all out.
Yeah, for months you've heard Clix and Higgs, Peterbot, Poyo, the rivalry for so long. They said, no, we're going over towards Scribbly Shores. Clix is claiming, hey, we've had enough of going against Peterbot and Poyo on their terms. Now it is our terms. It's now going to be under their own conditions, but we've also seen, we heard our analysts talk about it as well, in some of those practice games, Clix and Higgs actually went back to Wonky Land, and we're seeing it again. Clix and Higgs are going back to the drop spot they know the best.
Clix and Higgs, they're not looking to try and drop at Squibbly Shores, not here in game 1, but they're still gonna have to contend with some other opponents, because now you're on home turf. But check it out, Sharktini more than expectant of this shakeup, and that is why they've already been sure to prepare for it. Darman Devish as well, just off in the distance over towards Toy Box Docks. It's going to get very rocky very soon for some of these teams, though.
Yeah, and you can already see Sharktini, Clix and Higgs. For the most part, it seems like they're going to split it, but Clix and Higgs, they're fast right out of the gates. They're pushing on over to the north side of Wonky, taking that loot, and eventually will fall back, but there's contested fights all over here in game 1. Sandy Strip, another one in the feed. I did see Mini Prio go down. It wasn't Gino, wasn't Havoc here with Pablo Wingoose. You gotta imagine, where else did they drop? Because they're not in the minimap.
But Chino and Pablo, though, they don't seem to really be all that minding of it. They're more than content to just keep gathering whatever they can find here at Sandy Strip. They know that there's bound to be a bit of a clash eventually with Victor V and Kanata, but it's no real surprise to see that everywhere else it's not so sweet. Chap trying to escape over by New Sanctuary. Things have gone awry because Flixie, he's already been knocked, so now Chap has to play for the recovery.
Yeah, they're already kind of searching where that actual elimination is. We want to know as well, it's actually going to be Flixie on top of the mountain. He did get it down onto Romero. You can see him battling in another 2v1 situation. He wins the fight. That wasn't just a knock, that was a full wipe.
Unfortunately, even if you win out with the first duo, there's always going to be some third-party action taking place if the time to elimination isn't fast enough. And even then, you never really know what to expect because so many teams are looking for that surprise factor. But Higgs, Clicks, drawing things back over to Wonky Land. They're waiting, they're trying to make the approach. They've sniffed out this little bit of a lurk opportunity here. Shark gonna make sure to try and close the distance. Wants to ensure that he can back up Teeny if necessary. Overdrive grenade just to get a little bit of the movement effects here, but they've still yet to really tango. And Shark trying to push Higgs back. Clicks a little bit separated, but he's still got the high ground leverage.
Yeah, Shark and Higgs trading shots very, very quickly. You can even see from underneath, Teeny trying to join the mix, but there's a little bit of a health advantage here for Clicks and Higgs, and right now it looks like they are trying to be the aggressors in this fight. We've talked almost all morning long. Will they split it? Where will Clicks and Higgs go? They're going back to Wonky Land, and they're hoping to wipe out Shark and Teeny. And right now, down below, Shark and Teeny relatively healthy, but a couple of missing item slots and really, really low on materials.
And you just know that this is more than just a drop spot on the line here, Jacob. This is who's going to strike first and win with their pride. Clicks, Higgs, they're not looking to fold under pressure. Shark, Teeny, they knew that this was going to likely be taking place here today, but both of these duos, all they realistically need, 1-2 solid lobbies out of our 6 games matchup.
Yeah, but the longer this one goes, right now they're lucky they're fighting inside of the house, but Acorn and Bolts towards the north, Darman, Demas, that contested fight, a minute, Sauco, I drop Marius, they can all eventually look on over to try the third party, but Taco, the EUFNC as champs, Sky and Scroll, you probably know them just a little bit more than I do, but I just remember a few years ago, these guys just kind of showing up on the map, the top of the leaderboard, people didn't believe in them, but man, has every tune changed this weekend.
We'll get a chance to check back in with them shortly, because right now it's all about what Cold's been cooking, and right now it's Mini Pio on the ropes. Cold going to immediately take over, just fully boxes him up and finds that first elimination here, really trying to get some momentum building. And Cold, he said it himself in that pre-game interview, Jacob, he's ready to show what he can do.
No fear at all, but wait a minute, we heard the talk. Are you gonna contest us? We figured out as the game's going on, no, but Peterbot and Poyo are slowly making their way up towards the north. We've seen this in divisional cups. They're looking for eliminations here, and they did get that mythic AR, so Peterbot is gonna be able to shred through these materials. They already got a knock and elimination onto Koyota as well, which is why you see Yuma by himself in this situation.
Yeah, and poor Yuma, he's just hoping that Darkness might save yours, but Peterbot shut down! Peterbot is out of this conversation! Yuma just fully closing things out. He doesn't want to leave it up to Poyo. He's forcing Poyo to make a decision now. Bail out for the reboot, but he might be stuck in the middle because everybody in the vicinity saw that elimination light up in the feed, and now Yuma, he might have just bought himself so much more time because other parties, they're looking to intervene. Poyo with his back against the wall, trying to figure out where he can escape to.
Yeah, the only saving grace he has now is multiple teams look to third and fourth party in this situation. So the two solos, Yuma and Poyo, have a little bit of an opportunity to try to escape. But what they're waiting for here is for the two duos to actually start to fight it out. Until that happens, Taco, they really have little control over their game, because if they try to move out too early, either one of those duos will spot them out as a solo and try to play aggressive.
All I can think about is what took place at Globals, Jacob. When we saw Peterbot in that game one, he made the aggressive effort against Victor V, got put down, and it definitely made a serious impact for the rest of those matches. Will that happen here today? Is he reliving the past moments? But only Poyo can really save him in this one.
Yeah, and you got a huge shout out to Asia Yuma. That is not an easy elimination there. That's not an easy player to take down, especially when you had already lost Koyota. You're by yourself, back up against the wall. If Yuma went down, he's spending 20 or so minutes watching his screen trying to figure out what happened. But big boys make big boy plays, and Yuma is looking to stay alive.
I like this, though. Definitely a bit of a 180 from some of the action taking place a little bit northwest of where Acorn and Bolts are at. But Acorn, always regarded as such a strong IGL, and I'm very excited to see what exactly has been stratting out, because every single one of these teams here today has just been anticipating some kind of bamboozlement. Nobody feels safe, nobody feels secure in their original strategies. You've got the counter strat for the counter strat for the counter strat, and now we get to see it all come to fruition.
Yep. Now looking at Swizzy and Pixie. An interesting moment coming into this. Pixie, knowing he has a global champion by his side in Swizzy. When it comes to Dark Dominion, Taco, you don't see too many, when it's uncontested, players leave Dark Dominion early. They build this surge base here. Swizzy's going to be responsible for a lot of their early game damage. Meanwhile, Pixie, he's farming up extra materials, extra heals, so that way if they have to overstay their welcome in the zone, it's not a worry.
Hoyo, though, definitely a little bit more concerned currently. Trying to see if he can make a play for the reboot. Is anybody close enough to try and gauge some warning shots towards Peterbot? The moment that he begins to glide down, but kind of reflecting back, I think that's where Pete is really going to have to reconsider when to hit the brakes. I understand you get that isolation, you put Yuma into a position where it should realistically just be a clean wipeout, but that's just not going to be the case. Nothing here is guaranteed. All of these teams had to fight their way to this competition.
Yeah, and it seems like it's not only Peterbot faced with early game trouble. You see Venno gliding down, you see the gray pistol in his inventory, so he just got rebooted as well. So not only we have one of the greats all time, but we have the current NA FNC as champions with a few early game struggles. But at least, Taco, they got the reboots back. The only big question for them is, what is it going to be when Storm Surge pops?
Only time will tell. For no Riley and Reason, though. He said he's put in a lot of effort working on that Reason 1v1 map, getting in those creative sessions. Practice is everything. But now you need to put it into reality. And for right now, they don't actually have to enter an exchange with Pablo or Yepko and Panzer, but the tides could change very soon.
Yeah, as long as they have enough gold, they already have control over the vending machine towards Sandy's Strip. So when it comes to the zone, it's not necessarily going to be a worry for the next two. Vico and Malibuca quick to rotate, though. We know they're landing over towards that Frigid Fortress, the actual main POI, so they're going to get majority of that loot. But instead of staying up there and getting early game surge on players like iDrop, Marius, Minute, Salco, the contested fight, even Noah, Riley, and Reason, they went ahead and rotated towards the south early. And you're seeing a few teams do that compared to online leading up to this. A lot of them would kind of stay in the zone, especially if they had those extra movement abilities.
Vico's got no reason to be nervous, though. He's just got to remember who he is, and it's crazy to think about that they've sort of slid under the radar as a team favorite. I think that there's just so many stars making appearances here at this global level competition, Jacob, that it can be easy to kind of have a handful fall out of that spotlight, but they're starting to build their way back in. Same mentality for Reet and Cooper, too, side by side. Grilly and Jargu getting a little bit more caught up than they would like to.
On the other side, big damage. Carillion and Jargu, a little bit of the bait and switch. You distract him on one side, I'll get the wall and the elimination on the other. Mini Pio, I think, making the right decision. Why stay when you're weak already to try to fight a disadvantage 2v2? He immediately tried to rotate on over, saying, hey, I know we're not going to be working together for now, but I'm going to come back for your reboot card later.
Love the fact that Focus and Thomas, though, have just fully infiltrated what I believe is the leftovers of Sky and Scroll's initial surge base. Comes as no real surprise, though, to see Teeny and Shark still caught in the action here with Clicks. They really want to try and see if they can get a clear elimination spree against this duo, but it's just not going to be easy because Shark, Teeny, they're the ones that are actually underneath on the surge threshold. They're forced to try and take this fight. Shark knows that he needs to be quick on his feet. He's got to try and find some consistency here. Maybe he can chop on the floor. Maybe he can break into the box, but 1 versus 2 can always be dangerous.
Yeah, and Shark is somebody, when he plays online, there's a little bit of ping differential here. He has a little bit more freedom, but they're not able to break through the boxes. I think Clicks and Higgs know exactly what's going on. They're above that damage threshold. They're just trying to keep them out. Wait for the timing for when Storm Surge actually activates, because when it does, Taco, every 7 seconds, 25 damage. But why wait for that? Teeny is down. Higgs gets that first elimination. We thought maybe they could split it, but Clicks and Higgs don't want to. And now they realize Shark's by himself. 2v1 situation. They have options here, Taco. Do you disengage or do you go for the eliminations? And right now, it's looking like they want both of those.
Shark, you've been here before. You've done it so many times in the past on your region. But here in a LAN environment, things are going to be moving very different. But Higgs, he's dropped down to his last handbits of HP. Fortunately for him, he still has Clicks to try and play a little bit of that supportive measure. But Shark, he's not finished. He's trying to make sure that he can get that full finish onto Higgs. He needs to break through, but he can't get the damage. Shark and Teeny are out of this first lobby, and Higgs Clicks have claimed Wonky.
Get a little bit of a preview of what Higgs thinks of that entire situation. And he was the man that got both of those eliminations. And this is the moment that started it all. It was a lurk play from underneath. He drops Teeny down. He gets the knock and even gets his medkit canceled against Shark. But by then, Taco, it's a 2v1. It's lights out.
It's exactly what Clicks and Higgs needed. You're trying to establish dominance off rip, and that's sending a very clear message. But for Tyler and Chance, a lot of trouble currently brewing here. Minority and Darkos are not willing to let this one slip away from them. They know that they have more than enough damage to kind of wait this one out, and if it's going to be a battle of attrition, that's one Minority and Darkos have no issues fighting out. They'll be able to claim one elimination in all that mess.
Yeah, you don't necessarily see where the other teams or players are at in terms of that Storm Surge leaderboard, but if you're a team like Minority and Darkos, you're above that damage threshold deep in the zone, and a team is just trying to bulldoze into your box, that is a huge red flag, and they played that one perfectly. As we rotate out of Dark Dominion, you see players rotate through the top, but right here, Veno and Curve knowing the map perfectly, they go right underneath and they try to take those tunnels.
Tunnels can be dangerous, though. You have to remember, there's usually going to be at least a solo, possibly even a duo trying to camp these out. It's an affair that Swizzy and Pixie are all too familiar with, and I'm sure Veno, he's definitely been strategizing, definitely been trying to factor in every single possibility, but as the zones close in, as some of these teams get more and more desperate, Furia's duo in a spot of trouble here. Night and Gone, they need damage. They're only 28 below. They're trying to see if they can apply some pressure to look like Chap and Flixie, but they're still sitting just underneath that threshold. A singular tag would do it, but will they be able to find it? Everybody is just refusing to budge, even the other duos that are in danger.
That almost makes you wonder how many players at this edge of the zone as it continues to pull towards the north are below or on the line when it comes to that damage threshold. 1 second you see Night and Gone, they're 1 damage above, but in that split second they fall below. 25 damage. Flixie, Chap, they're in that same boat. They had an early game fight, and this is the struggles you deal with after, whether you're above or below. There's not a bunch of confidence with single-digit numbers, and that's why Flixie and Chap, they also need loot. This is just one tough situation to get out of. Flixie's gonna get dropped. The onslaught just continues as Chap falls as well.
Cringe is just on a rampage of his own demise here. He's got Twy coming in behind him, but now Sky looks to be a solo overhead. He's got Night and Gone, but Mad and Cold, they got to deal with Peterbot, who's now the solo. The reboot has been a success up until this stage, Jacob. Now Pete, from 6 zone onwards, has to try and fare as a solo. And with so many other teams already looking at him, will he even get a chance to touch down? Just barely, but even then, only 2 overdrive grenades, a sliver of materials. He's running through his build so rapidly, he doesn't have a chance to breathe.
Yeah, basically needs a full elimination here worth of damage. No extra heals, and you can see his material count so low. But oh my God, he takes down Scroll. That is a second chance at life that does not last long. Peterbot and Poyo go down outside of placement.
That was exactly what Veno and Curve were waiting on. Veno loves to make that approach a little bit after the fact, especially since they had that tunnel position control, and now getting to excellently take out some of those teams that were a little bit more scuffed in that backside of zone. And they're still looking to see what else they can get away with here. Gonna pick up that leftover Chug Jug, decent amount of builds to work with too, but Reason, O'Reilly looking to try and get a little bit more of that high ground basing, slight cliff face Malabuka and Vico also in a rather isolated position. It's all about who's going to expose themselves first, though.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a tough zone for a lot of the teams, especially those that might not have the materials. It's not a drastic elevation change, but you're seeing we're guarding to go up the side of Frigid Fortress. And you see Gino, Pablo, 50 below. They land some shots, but they're still 8 below that damage threshold. But these guys are experts. They know these single-digit numbers is not a reason to get desperate. You can find damage all along the way, and that is their plan. From point A to point B, they're trying to elevate themselves on top. They fall below the damage threshold once more, but Pablo and Chino are doing their best to get high ground.
It's insane, though, just how quickly that surge threshold can turn against you. And Pablo, Chino, they're still sitting at just 75 below, but when they base all the way up towards the high ground, they'll have a better opportunity to try and scope things out. But Clicks, Higgs, they're looking to make the chop. They're looking to go up. They want to see if they could be the ones to take over, and they'll at least force Chino and Pablo back for a moment. But it is just topsy-turvy, upside down, because Camby and Hottie from across the way just looking to take everybody out. But Clicks, he's still got the ball rolling here. Chino has fallen. Higgs credited with the elimination, but Pablo, as a solo, what can he do from here?
Yeah, some people would say 7th zone, 8th zone might be too early to take that high ground, but Clicks and Higgs, that's something that's been their game plan since the NA Central FNCS. Bahari, Cammy, they did all that damage. They disrupted everything, but it's them on top of the castle. They already have 2 elims, and when you look at their loadout, from the slap pizza to the medkits, they have 2 different win conditions.
They've got all sorts of tools at their disposal, but whether or not teams are going to look to challenge here, Clicks and Higgs, they'll opt for frontside low ground. Instead, they know that they have to forfeit the high ground temporarily, but Cammy, Hottie, they got to reestablish Malabuka and lost Vico along the way, though, and just underneath them, Ritual Agers, they won't get a chance to take shots. Malabuka boxing up, but only hard match left, and they are going to be spent at a cost here. Cold and Rapid seemingly pinpointed this solo operation.
Oh, and Malabuka's daring. He tries to go ahead and get aggressive on the Cold and Rapid. Saw that one coming, immediately answered defensively, and now they're peeking over the top. Do we have high ground? Is it worth it to invest? I think it is yes, or at least for now, but you got to be careful. Agers, Ritual, they're in the rings waiting to try to, for a moment like that, to strike onto high ground. Clicks and Higgs, they lost it because of the builds. They had no more. They were forced down below, and look at the spot they're in now.
They just spent so much material when they were challenging Chino and Pablo, not realizing the kind of disaster that Cammy and Hottie were actually causing against them. And Higgs, Clicks, they've now been eliminated from the lobby. Hottie, Cammy, though, can they make this shift in elevation? They're forced to continue dropping, but there's already teams at the bottom of the hill, and Pablo is going to be the next to fall.
That's another solo player out, so that's placement points going in. Agers is knocked. Ritual realized that can't be the hero. He's just trying to stay in the zone long enough to try to get the materials, but I don't think he had the chance. Fox is going to get that elimination. Noah Riley trying to do the same thing. The last of the heals, though, as the Chug runs out, but they're still running outside of zone. That elimination onto Ritual that he just got is going to give him the siphon so he can make his way back into the zone with Reed and Cooper.
But Cooper, Reed, they've got a little bit of advantage here now. They know that this is only Noah Riley. They're going to take him out, no problem. Cooper with 3. Reed has 2 as well. Rapid and Cold, though, still in full control of the high ground. And with the way that the zone has pulled Jacob over this shifting elevation, it has posed so many issues for these teams down below. Cold and Rapid also continuing to apply so much steady pressure. They've got the flow Grievous grenades if they need them. And Acorn, unfortunately, he's got to do it all his own.
Yeah, and at this stage of the game, top 8, you got 5 players running around as solos. At least half of the placement points have been awarded. So this is the stage in the game where you really become a difference maker. Azarm picks up that elimination on a Minori. Pixie using the last of his heals. He's just trying to scrape together any extra placements. Maybe a free shot from the backside of the box. Hero, he tries to get it, but Pixie gets sent right back to the lobby. He truly might be the hero.
And Hero feeling good after that one. 7 eliminations in total is a solid start here in game 1, but Reed, Cooper, they want more than that. They want to see if they can win this one outright. Front side, fully in their control. Looking back, where Reed's gone down. Cooper was targeting ahead, and Reed wasn't able to withstand the pressure. Yapko, Panzer, they're going to be the ones taking over.
They hopped in the box and took them down with ease. We know Cold and Rapid all around high ground. Yapko, Panzer, they're on below. Hero is still in the backside of the zone. He's disrupting everything until he eventually falls. Yapko and Panzer, they do get the elimination. They make a desperate attempt to go outside outside of the zone and pick up the materials. But Rapid and Cold, they see how weak they are. They're dropping down from above. They're trying to keep the win condition intact, but he gets sent flying up. Rapid blocks it with a ram. Cold gets the down. 2v1 situation here. Panzer, Cold, they trade shots, but Cold will not go down without a fight. They win game 1 with ease.
Cold and Rapid just had the ultimate cutoff there. They knew exactly what needed to be done, and they took every single step possible to take over.
Guys, that was an absolute masterclass in the high ground. Stand up so Dusseldorf can see you. Cold, how did you know that the time was right to take height?
I mean, that's all Rapid. You know, this is what he does. You know, he's the best IGL in the world, and he showed it right there.
So all you needed to do was listen. So Rapid, how did you make that call?
Makla, descent height. That might have been the easiest lobby ever.
Do you think that people just were not wanting to challenge on height anymore? Because you had it for like 3 zones, unchallenged.
I mean, yeah, nothing they could do.
Nothing they could do. You make the drop down, you're up against Yapko and Panzer in that 2v2 situation. Who's making the call to go upwards and try and get that shot? Because you were flying Cold.
It was kind of both of our call, you know, like we knew that we needed the kill points, and that's exactly what we did.
You got so many eliminations in that game. So from here onwards, 5 more games to make it out of the upper bracket. You're not going to play it safe, are you?
No, we're not.
I can't wait to see even more eliminations from you guys. Do you own the high ground now? Do you own it?
Of course. I own every kind of ground.
Well, these guys, they found that Victory Royale a little bit too easy. So let's see if any of the duos can make it tricky after the break.
That's crazy. The weather change here in Germany. Suddenly a cold front's coming in. That's right. It happened. I cannot believe this just happened. Game number 1. Cold and Rapid come out swinging.
Come out swinging, man. A big change in strategy, too. We'll look up. It's like, what the heck? Cold and Rapid are up on the high ground. For anybody that doesn't typically watch NA, man, usually you can find these guys mid-ground, low-ground, kind of feeling comfortable down there. But you heard them after that game. They were like, yeah, man, kind of just sent it.
Yeah, and he said it was free too, which is the most interesting part. I mean, if we looked before that, there were so many height retakes. They just took it at that perfect moment, and I mean, it was just playing it by the book after that. But not only did they secure a nice clean win, look at the amount of eliminations that Cold is just picking up back to back to back. These AR shots do not miss.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be all about the refreshes. You can see them continually picking up all of those eliminations. And when we were kind of jumping around from POV to POV, when we were watching Height kind of get crazy, right? When we saw like 4 different teams kind of find themselves up on the high ground over the course of, what was that, like 60 seconds? The material counts for all of those teams were just so shambles that they had no chance to actually hold it for the rest of the game. So when you tune into a team like Cold and Rapid, and they are picking up those eliminations, they are picking up those refreshes, they're picking up those extra materials, they are in a healthy enough spot to actually go for the high ground and hold it, and that is exactly what they did.
Absolutely crazy stuff out of Cold and Rapid. Remember, we just need to be in the top 25 to secure ourselves a spot in on Sunday for finals. And after this game, I feel like we are looking really, really good. I can't wait to see the standings as well, because remember, all of these dudes are thinking the same thing. We just need that good game. We need to make sure we're keeping up in the top 25. But seriously, Cold and Rapid, what the heck? I love that you kind of call out. What are they doing on high ground? What's crazy too is even looking in for a moment there, Clicks and Higgs decide, hey, we're gonna go for this height, and everyone in the lobby was like, hey, don't let that happen up there. What are we doing?
No, Clicks and Higgs actually had a very good approach to that high ground. Ritter was like, oh my gosh, they're getting a free chop. They get the chop. The high ground team's kind of falling down. They had no mats. They were just like that close from actually stealing away the high ground. But unfortunately, yeah, the lobby was like, well, no, we're not going to let that happen.
Not today. Well, look, guys, after that last win, guess what? We've got a listen in from that moment. Take a look.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you in a sec. You're not really connected by much.
Okay.
I should have probably connected to you, nice.
Looks sad. That's like a high team. If you see a map, make sure you comment.
You literally just got to make sure, like, you know, we're up here. Okay, miss this. We can jump down to the side of the hill and get a little bit closer to them. I think we should. Take that in.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, I'm missing this. I'm gonna go down. You don't have. You can stay up if you want. You can stay up.
I like that.
Yeah. 51, 51. Yeah, I'm watching. Nice.
Bang,
let's fucking go, baby.
Boy.
Come on, let's go.
Calm, cold, collected is how this duo was feeling. And I mean, look, they were excited, but it looked like it was just another day in the battle bus. I mean, it just looked like a normal day for this duo. The confidence is there. We heard it in the pre-game interview, and now closing it out. Look, there is one thing I do want to bring up here. Maybe it's not my EU bias, I promise. Okay? Not my EU bias, but all the top 3 teams that were in that final zone land at the northeast side of the map. We had a northeast zone.
Wow, put that out there. All right, let's take a look at standings real fast. We got to take a look at how everything else is shaping up for the rest of the lobby. Already, look at the points. Aren't crazy, but want to highlight here for you, second place, Yapko and Panzer. Showing up in this 2v2 NA versus you. I'm sorry, being unbiased. This was crazy, right? We even saw some shots out of Yapko and Panzer taking down Rate and Cooper. Just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the 3 duos here, right? You had Cold and Rapid, obviously, you know, full chilling up on the higher gun. And then you had Yapko and Panzer, one of the only 3 duos left. And the other duo that was kind of alive in the mix once we got into the top 10 was Rate and Cooper. But as soon as Yapko and Panzer kind of had an opportunity to take it to Rate and Cooper on the low ground, I'm not gonna lie, it happened so fast. Panzer and Yapko just hit some clean shots. Watch this kind of phase in right here. Clean shots from both of them to go ahead and secure the second place. And in the mix, we also see Hero off in the distance.